think back on the playing days, think about the guys you played for and played with. Can you give a fan kind of the bird's eye view of what an experience was like being an NFL player?
Well, I always tell people, because I played special teams, and people say, well, what's it like to play special teams in the NFL? And I say it's very, very simple. So you go find a forest preserve by your house, you close your eyes as tight as you can, and you sprint as hard as you can. When you hit the first tree, you get up as quick as you can, you keep running. Okay? Hit the second tree, get up, then you can open your eyes. That's what it's like to play special teams in the NFL.
What's it feel the next morning then after hitting all those trees?
That's why I spent 7 years in the NFL, and that's why I have a plate and 4 screws in my neck.
Nice.
So it hurts. It hurts. Your body's not supposed to do what we did.
If the average person watches these games and now as a fan and you watch these guys play, could you feel when a guy gets hit? Can you feel it in your bones still?
You know, you can, but you turn into a fan where you start yelling at them, and you know, you forget how hard it was to do what they're doing, to make the decisions that they're doing, because it's a split-second decision that you have to make, and you become a little soft as you get older. And you see it with a lot of the commentators. A lot of the guys who were ex-athletes, the longer they've been out, the more they forget.
Now, you had a good education, and obviously in your era, guys really knew that there was going to be a life after football where they really had to find something to provide for their families. Not the same now. What kind of message would you give to people today, even though they think they're getting this millions? I know nothing's guaranteed in the NFL, but about preparing for the after.
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with, forget about the money, a lot of it has to do with, you see guys nowadays that just don't have a purpose. And, you know, I see it in my business when I do financial planning for people that they retire from a job, and usually retirement means death because they just have nothing to look forward to. And you can only play so much golf per week, although I'm going to try to play a lot more, but they have to have something that drives them. For their entire lives, they've had football, and they've gone for it, and it's something that makes them feel alive, and it's a positive stressor. What happens after the game is guys kind of bop around, they don't know what they want to do. So the biggest thing that I can impress upon these guys is to find something that you're interested in, that you like to do. The fortunate thing for most of these guys is they don't have to make money at that. You know, we have to find something we like to do that we can actually earn an income at. So they're very, very fortunate in what they're coming out with now, and for me it's all about making sure they get a high quality of life.